Okay, so you've learnt your 5 shapes of the pentatonic scale, and now what we're going to do is join them all up so you can move easily between all those 5 shapes. When you want to move position, moving between these pentatonic shapes seems a little bit random. It's quite difficult to get your head round which strings where, which notes are where. It's a bit hard to find it. Anyway, so what we're going to do is look at the middle of our pattern number 1. Okay, so we're on the D string at the 5th fret. We've got a G, we've got an A, we've got a C, and we've got a D. Okay, so that's 4 of our 5 notes in the pentatonic scale. Instead of playing the next note, E, on the next string, what we're going to do is slide up to that same pitch, the E. Okay. So this is the cell of notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that we're going to be using to move around to the different patterns of the pentatonic. Okay, let's find a G, the lowest G we can play down here. Right, we're going to put, in this pattern here, we had the 3rd finger was on our key note A. So we're going to do exactly the same thing here. There's our A there. We've got G. We've got C and D in the next string. And then we're going to slide up to E. So we can use that shape to join up patterns number 5. That's the symmetrical one. And pattern number 1. Okay, so that pattern again, we've got A under the 3rd finger, we're playing the note below, that's G, that's 2 notes on that string, then we've got 3 notes on the next string down, which is our C, D and E. Okay, what's the next note in the pentatonic scale? G again, so we can play that same shape again. So it's just repeating the shape we played down here. Okay, so we can then join up our next shape. So we've got our first pattern number 5 here. Play up and down that a few times. Then we can slide up using this 3 blind mice riff that I like to call it, to the next shape, which is our pattern number 1. G again, C, D, E, slide up again. Now we're in pattern number 2. Okay, we can go up again. Let's have a look again. We're in pattern number 3 there. So using this shape, 1 again, it's just a pattern or a shape we're using. We're going 1, 3, 1, 3, slide. Again, repeated. Repeat again. You can see how it's based on our octaves again. We've got G there, G there. We would have G there, but because it's a B string, we're going up 1. Okay, so it's a really useful way of getting up and down between the shapes, where you're not playing any random notes where you've got 4 and 2 and 3 and all this kind of thing. You're just using the same pattern. At the moment, what I would do is just slide always on the 3rd finger. So when we go up, you've got 1, 2 notes, then 3 notes, 2 notes, 3 notes. On the way down, you do exactly the opposite. You do slide, 3, 1, 3, 1. Again, that's an octave lower than that. Look, we've got slide, 3, 1, 3, 1, and the same again. So we can join up with just this shape 3 times. We've joined up pattern 5, pattern 1, pattern 2, pattern 3. That's nearly all the patterns. We have to do something slightly different for our shape pattern 3 to 4. But what we're looking for is exactly the same as what we had here. We've got A on the 3rd finger, same as here. There's G, look, same shape, 1, 3, 1, 3, slide. So, if we go up this shape, we're in pattern number 3 there. We can slide up to the next shape, pattern number 4. There's A again, look. Again, we're looking for an A under the 3rd finger. So we can do the next shape, we can slide up on G, A, C, D, E. We're back to pattern 5 again. There's A again, and off we go. I've run out of notes there. Okay, so just to recap, we've got to make a few rules for ourselves in this shape. Our key note is under the 3rd finger. We're playing 2 notes on the string where the key note is. Then we're playing 3 notes on the next string down. Then we repeat the pattern exactly. We're not going to do this. That doesn't make sense. We're playing this. Once we've played on a string, that's the end. We're doing another string. And so on. Okay, so it's a good way of getting around our 5 shapes of the pentatonic, because you can identify the pattern easily in terms of musical phrases. If you're sliding up and down one string, again, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a little bit of a guessing game at the beginning if you don't know what you're doing. Where you're going to end up. Okay, you could obviously tackle this in strings, little cells of notes, but I find that this sliding scale helps you immeasurably with joining all this up. The way to practice this is to start with a shape, say pattern number 5, play up and down this shape a few times, then use the sliding shape, this 1-3, 1-3 slide, to get to the next pattern and just consolidate what you know. Keep sliding backwards and forwards between pattern, say, 1 and 5. Once you've got that down without any mistakes, then move on to maybe, say, pattern number 1, sliding up to pattern number 2. So you could play up, up, pattern number 1, this time taking the slide in to slide up to pattern number 2,